Yo, good evening. It's the Arsenal reaction show. Spurs 1, Arsenal 0. You're going to hear from us right now. Reaction, gunslingers. Let's go! Evening all. Wow, what can we say? Reaction show here to Spurs 1, Arsenal 0. Last pre-season game. And yeah, even though it wasn't the best result, you know what? The thing is, it's take that one on the chin. Got to take it sometimes. Today, as ever, I've got my man Gunner King. How you doing, sir? We all good?
All good. Well, yeah, considering the circumstances, I'm in a horizontal position because I'm nursing a hangover, and yeah, this is how Arsenal repay me. So yeah, it is what it is.
Listen, I don't want to preempt what the season's gonna lie ahead, but you may be having a few more of those hangover kind of mornings or afternoons or whatever it is, if we continue the way we are right now. And also today we have Gumza. How you doing, sir? What's happening?
I'm all right. Apologies, I ain't got my camera on. I don't know what's happened to my laptop. It's saying it's not connected, so you're just going to have to deal with my black screen. I even got a nice thumbnail. Tony, if you're not doing nothing, give me something.
Sort that one out, sir. You can sort that out. I'm sure you can.
Give me something.
And it's good to have you on, Mr. Silver Fox. How we doing? We good?
Yeah, not too bad considering my it's only a friendly. But yeah, no. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You know what? The thing is, it's like look, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Right? There's never you can't use the F word when you're playing Spurs.
No. Well,
so
depends which one, really. But
listen, I want to break this game down, and I can see comments flying in already, flipping out there, coming in. I love, you know what? Most of all, I love it when Spurs fans kind of like start trying to troll or whatever after
come out of the woodwork.
You know, a little friendly game win, pre-season game. Listen, we know we've got a few problems. What I will say, I want to talk about the positives first off, and let's talk about the positives. Or can we, King?
Yeah.
Was there any, tell me the positives before we crack on about what's going on.
First of all, this disclaimer as well. I was on my way down here to my mum and dad's house. My brother was driving. I was watching the first half before my battery died on my phone, so I've not seen the second half, bar Son's goal. But from what I could see in the first,
by the way, which would have been ruled offside. So just get that one in there.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, look, in terms of Ben White and Lokonga, they looked like they were having a decent half. Ben White was nullifying a lot of the threat that Son was causing by trying to run in behind our back line. Yeah. And a few instances where he was carrying the ball out from defence, obviously distributing our defence well. Lokonga's all-round distribution, his ability to intercept, his potential of partnering Xhaka, all of these things look very good. We hit the post through Lacazette. We were creating chances readily. So I maintain that our chance creation in all of our pre-season games has looked better. Now, I'm starting to obviously be mindful of the fact that our strikers are now in a position where they are wasting a lot of chances.
Mm.
You know, and I maintain that I think Oba, after he scored a goal, is a different Oba. You know, like, but until he does that, his problems may remain in front of goal. I noticed again he was playing on the left today, not for that.
Yeah.
But look, it's not all doom and gloom at the end of the day. Not for me. I think it's still obvious that we're in the market trying to make more signings happen, and I expect the ones happening now to be the ones that really are going to impact the first team. So it is what it is.
No, do you know what? That's a fair summation. I mean, listen, what I want to come to you, Gumza, before I come to you, Mr. Fox. One thing I have noticed, and you got, and it is a bit worrying. What King kind of touched on is Aubameyang's performances and his actual form. And I'm going to go back all the way to the North London derby that we won, where Arteta basically benched him or kind of took him out of the team for being late. Since then, he's not been the same.
From before that, I'll be honest, he hasn't been the same. I'll stand by it. Lacazette's been our best striker for the whole season. I think Lacazette was very unfortunate to get dropped after the Liverpool game, and I think that was our third or fourth game. Yep. If you remember, Lacazette started, I think, three goals in 3 games, and then he missed a chance against Liverpool, and everyone turned, and Abba went back through the middle. All season, yes, Abba does score goals and the rest of it, but Lacazette is probably more of an influential player on the pitch. Now, it sounds weird to say that because a goal scorer is a goal scorer. But my analogy with it would be is with Aubameyang starting 38 games up front, he will probably score more goals than Lacazette throughout the season. With Lacazette starting, Arsenal will probably score more goals throughout the season. So I think the goals will get. I think the goals will get shared around more with Lacazette rather than Aubameyang. So I think if you play with Abba, you have to gear your team for Abba to score all the goals. I think with Laka, you'll probably see more goals from Pepe, Saka, Smith Rowe because Laka links more together. So I do feel for Aubameyang. Sometimes it happens all over the pitch. Players have a dip in form, and sometimes they need to just be taken out the firing line for a bit. I think at the moment we are a bit short with Martinelli not going to be fit to start, or not back straight away. With Saka's obviously just come back, so it looks like Aubameyang will start on the left next week with Lacazette up front. But it might be a good thing for him just to have a few games out of the firing line, and hopefully someone else can step up and just take a bit of pressure off him, because we are just looking at him to score goals, and I think that is a hard thing with a striker. If that's your main asset is scoring, when you stop scoring, well, so you bring it to the table. And I think that's where Abba is. And I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything like that. It's just, I've been saying it for a while. I think we need to pick one and stick with it going forward. Because it's just not working for me.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying about Abba. Sorry to interject there. Do you think? Because the thing is, what I'm saying is that, okay, right, when, and if the truth be told, when Lacazette and Aubameyang went off, we actually looked pretty good with Saka, ESR, and Balogun. It was like ESR throughout the whole game. It seemed a little bit hamstrung. And when those three were playing together, we looked pretty. I thought we actually looked pretty decent. Mr. Fox, I mean, how did you see that those three linking up? For me, it looked a little bit more fluid.
We did. We looked a bit more creative, more. Look, I've got to start questioning these two boys about Lacazette. I really do, because is this why we're in the market for a Martinez or
I personally don't think he's not clinical enough for me. That's me personally. But please keep going. Sorry, Mr. Fox.
You got to question now. You got to question them now. You have to. You know, they haven't scored for the whole of pre-season. I think Lacazette as well. It was from the spot, wasn't it? I think we might see a bit more Balogun if we don't get another striker, or God forbid Abraham. I think we might see a bit more Balogun this year. And it's like you said, when he come on, it looked like something could happen. But But you've got to ask the question. I don't know how. What do you say? Am I being unreasonable here?
No,
Can I jump in there, Tony?
Go on.
So my thing, which I would like to touch on, is we are too negative, and what coincides with what you're saying, which I do agree with you and Count, is we looked a bit more of a threat because actually we stepped 5 yards up the pitch when we went 1-0 down. And I think this has got more to do with it than sometimes the personnel. I think the second half, we're just sitting back. Do you know what I mean? Just trying not to concede. There's no pressure on the ball. And I think that is half of the issue. Once we conceded, we seemed like we'd seemed more up for the fight. And I think Nuno helped. He beat two players, and that opens up space. It means Tottenham have to come out of their shape a little bit, which creates space elsewhere. And I think we've missed someone doing that since Iwobi left. Someone who's going to pick up the ball, drive past two, and create a bit of space. And so I don't think Balogun really got involved much. He had that one strike. And it goes back to what I say all along. We question a lot of the strikers, but actually, if we're not getting the ball to them in areas to hurt teams, doesn't matter which one you put through the middle.
I would question you on that one, though, Gums. There was a couple. We did have a few openings where a more prolific striker would have made the keeper do a little bit more work.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The one where Lacazette hit the post, that should have been on target, straight on target.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Where also Saka, I mean, I'm not going to have a go at Saka because at the end of the day, it's his first little bit of involvement. I mean, obviously he's going to lack sharpness. He was free. He was put through. He should have scored. But look, that's all down to sharpness and stuff. Just quickly, guys. I just want we've got floods, as you can probably guess.
These Tottenham fans are having a great time, aren't they?
Yeah. There we go. Mr. B, how you doing, sir? I love the new kind of icon you got there. Yep. Only preseason, but this result got hurt. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and just say I don't care, because obviously I do. But at the end of the day, we know that we've got a way to go and players to get in. What this game has done for me is highlight, if we can see it as fans, I'm sure Arteta can see it, highlight exactly what we need. If we have a right back, a cam, and a striker, boom. Do you know what?
Can I just go back to the right back?
Midfield was better than Spurs midfield, in my opinion.
It is. On the right back, I don't want to say it out loud, really, but Bellerin had a decent game today.
It wasn't his worst game.
In the shop window.
It wasn't his worst game. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. It wasn't his worst game. Listen, I think there was, there were positives in the game, and I think, he didn't make any glaring mistakes, which is a positive, I guess, for Bellerin. But let me crack through some of these comments. One second. Here we go. Sam, Spurs for life. He only turns up when they win. You won't see him otherwise. He goes missing like Saddam. So we looking forward to this like Sunday dinner with Guinness Punch. I'm sure you are. Well done for your preseason win. You still didn't even win the freaking trophy. Take it on the chin, fam. Yeah, okay. Gems,
listen,
Chris,
when you got a trophy cabinet like ours, comparable to Spurs' one, we can take these things on the chin, right?
Exactly.
These man need to win something, then talk, Let
them have their 5 minutes of fame. They think that they're the dog's bees now. So let them have that. Put it this way, they've got, in my view, far more serious concerns because they've got their captain and talisman looking for a way out of their club, which is obviously going to now start to hinder. And I don't care whatever you try and spin in it, that's going to hurt them. And that will disrupt what goes on in their camp.
Also, why are all these Spurs fans getting all excited? Big up the Arsenal women, 4-0.
Tremendous. Comes to the laptop, just not kidding. Here we go. There we go. Don't you love Liverpool? They get one championship in 30 years, and listen to them. They're brilliant all of a sudden.
Wait, what happened to them the other day, man?
Who knows? I don't even look
They
for their
drew Bill
results.
Bell today, didn't they, as well?
I didn't even look for their results.
Oh.
Right, where we at? We're scrolling through. KRB, hi, how you doing? Yes.
What's going on?
Lockman, Yunus. Yeah, wait a minute. I'm not even going to say that name. I can't even say it. Can anyone say that? It was just calling Lockman. Hi, everyone. How you doing, Lockman?
Tottenham fan, look, Enoch out says that.
Seeing just the first half. Yeah. Fair enough. But KRB, I think it was a fair result. Really, at the end of the day, it was an offside goal. Look at the build-up. It was offside. It's funny. In pre-season, there's no offsides for some reason. It doesn't happen. But there you go.
Or Hawkeye.
Yeah, Spurs deserve to win ICL. Do you know what? The thing is I hope they win it. I hope they win a trophy. Good on them. And that will get them into Europa League. Well done. Mr. K, hi guys, not all doom and gloom, boys. It's only a friendly. It's just good to see the lads playing in front of fans for a change. Forget the result. All fans won today. Everyone's a winner. Listen, no,
on that comment.
Yep.
I need to applaud the Spurs fans that were there today who applauded Saka onto the pitch. That was a class act.
That was. It was a little muted, I will say. I thought it would have been a little bit louder than that, but there you go. I mean, look, at the end of the day, they gave him a nice reception, and you know what? He applauded back and said thank you. I mean, it was
nice.
It was a nice touch. It was. Lookman again. We was talking about Aubameyang. Looks out of it. I mean, there's something going on there. There was a chance I think he had in the second half. Was it?
Is it a volley?
Yeah.
He would have. I think it was an offside before, but yeah, you expect him at least to dispatch it and let it just be offside. But
I don't
just showed what the confidence was.
When the moment of it, when it was kicked, because it came off, I think Skip. But the time when it left his I think who was it who played the ball? I can't remember who played the ball.
Was it Bellerin or someone shot or someone? Yeah, something.
Yeah, exactly. Bellerin shot. At the moment when it left, he was onside, so it would have counted.
I think something happened before. I think there was a foul. So it did get brought back, but he doesn't know that. He's got to be
exactly. You got to finish that. 100%.
He's got to finish it and then let the ref do what he's doing. But yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
Yep, 100%. And Mr. K has Gunnar King. You asleep, Gunnar King?
No, I'm awake.
The eyes are just shut.
I'm just like.
You've been out, and he just says you look out of it right now. Must have been a long day. Do you know what? The thing is, it was a little bit. Actually, watching Arsenal right now, we get to a certain point up the top, and then we go from side to side, and it's a little kind of frustrating. We need a player, and to be fair. Go ahead.
I was just touching on what you said. I don't want to jump in, Canners. Obviously, I've got a lot to say today. For some reason, I'm not happy. But part of it is, do you see? I was watching today, and you know where, like our midfielder, when we push up, say we're on the left-hand side, Tierney goes forward, and then our centre midfielder drops in like a left back.
Yeah.
Which obviously it makes Chromas creates a free and it allows your other wing back on the right-hand side to go forward. But do you think we lose something by doing that? Because it's taken our central midfielder out who could potentially make a run into the box. It now puts him in a left back position.
100%.
And I think this is sometimes a lot of our problems. Our midfielders are then playing almost like centre backs.
Yep.
So it's like there's no one making any third men run, even a run to take a player away. There's none of. Do you know what I mean? I think that has. I can see the reason why we do it because then you've naturally got a free at the back to protect, but then we're losing something.
But
I don't know if it'd be more beneficial.
The question then remains, and it then asks yourself: are we then being too negative?
Yeah, I agree. I think that.
You know,
I really do.
Well, with Liverpool's system, they use. Sorry,
guys.
No, go on.
I was going to say with Liverpool's system, they use a 3 and they take out a 10, right?
Yep.
So that kind of still gives you, men in the centre that can be more involved with the forward play. I think like with a 10, I don't know. I just think maybe we should experiment of not using one, using 2 8s.
I don't think that's
and a 6 or 2 6s and an 8. So I don't know, something, like just.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the 10's not
too many.
And I'll give you just an example of a difference. Sorry, Silver Fox. So against Chelsea, Willett come on and he played in and around. Do you know what I mean? But he made a third man burst, and the ball got cut back and he's hit the crossbar. And it's just sometimes that midfielder who's going to be a bit more attacking. So it might be rather than saying like Bellerin, when you get to the touchline on the other side, actually you come and sit in and let the midfielder go, because actually then we've got more bodies in an attacking area. It's just, and again, I think that will help with the press as well. We don't press high because there's big holes. Do you know what I mean? Because our centre midfielders playing like a left centre back at times. And that was just one observation I made, and I'm not saying it's going to change anytime soon.
But it's something that kind of does. When you want to keep the pressure on teams, you want to keep pressing them. You want to, you know what I mean? If something, if a move of ours does break down or whatever, you want to kind of try and win the ball high up and win
as early as possible.
In that respect. Just carrying on with some of the comments. Football things. This is why Arsenal Chris.
Boy, this is one of my TikTok followers. The man is obsessed with Chris Wood, man.
Chris Wood. Do you know what? Though he probably would have done something today. To be fair,
definitely.
But yeah, listen. From Gems, Aubameyang has been questioned a lot in his professionalism and focus in training. Do you agree? If he isn't scoring, what else does he bring? Listen, Mr. Silver Fox.
Well, I hear that. I mean, look, since he's had the armband, his performances have just dropped. Is it too much for him? Is he really a leader? I don't think he is. Like I said, the question has to be: if people outside the club can see it, we need to see it.
Do you know what? I'm going to disagree with this. I'm going to disagree with this, right? And I'll tell you why. Right? Is that I do believe he is professional. Yeah, and I know his time at Dortmund came to an end kind of like not in a great way. However, I don't think, apart from the only minor indiscretion he had with the North London derby, I think he's been a positive influence with the squad. And in any case, if he's not scoring, what else does he bring? Yeah, if you put him out on the left, he's someone basically. What he would do is that if you put him in the centre, he will engineer himself that half a yard to get a shot off. When you're playing out on left or right or whatever, it's a little bit difficult. You're then expected to beat a man or whatever and go past him. His game is pretty much...
I actually think he's better on the left.
I agree.
He's better on the left than the centre.
Maybe not in his whole career, but for Arsenal...
No, man.
Look at the cup final. Look at the charity
No. Dude, listen, that was a small kind of snippet of his Arsenal career. You look at most of his goals from his Arsenal career. He's played through the middle, and he's been banging goals. Listen, I don't, and I think we lose something from our attacking play. Just think of it. If you're a defender, a central defender, and you got someone on your shoulder all the time, that's horrible. If you got someone in front of you all the time as a defender, playing with their back to goal, I would love that as a defender, because I know exactly where he is all the time. If I can't see him, i.e., with Aubameyang always been on your shoulder and making those moves, for me, that's a lot more dangerous than someone playing with their back to goal. And I think this is one of the reasons what Arteta has to kind of like get out of, is that I don't know if he's trying to think that Lacazette is like Firmino.
No, I think we haven't managed to work out how to get the best out of Alba for the last year and a half. And I do agree. I think he would be better through the middle. I look at someone like Vardy, who plays in a similar way to Aubameyang. And I think Alba at Leicester, with the teams kind of suited to how he's playing, would probably score a lot more than he has at Arsenal. I just feel there's some disconnect between the way we play and Aubameyang through the middle. And I don't think it's his fault. I think everything around him is not geared up for Alba to score the goals. And I think that is the issue. And we can't seem to... Yeah. And I say it's not like Lacazette's a better striker. I think Lacazette's just going to work harder, which means he looks like he's doing more and he's more involved in the game, but it's not because he's a better striker. It's because he's going to come deep and involve himself. And that is the difference. Like, how many times do we really see Aubameyang racing behind? Do you know what I mean? From a ball through, and this is the issue.
Wouldn't we have that option for the midfielders or defenders to be able to play that if Aubameyang is playing through the centre.
Yeah, he played up
Right
front
now,
through the middle most of last year. But most of last year, he played through the centre. I mean, he didn't get the opportunity still, and he did play through the middle most of last year.
But personally, I just think that this is like the problem where we need to get midfielders in and then play him centrally.
Yeah, it's a whole
I think more games with Lokonga, especially in the centre, will help him. Early on in his career, he played a lot as a wing forward, sometimes for Dortmund. But I think players like that relies so heavily on his pace and using that to get behind players. He shouldn't really be on the left for that reason. You know, like if he had more to him with his ball carrying, I think that lets him down. His final pass, I mean, he did a great bit of skill to lose Højbjerg on the wing in the first half, and then he had no
come back in, didn't he, Højbjerg?
Yeah, and then he had no time or pressure. Yeah, exactly. no time or pressure being applied to him afterwards, and the cross was a letdown. You know, like I don't like to dig out, people's performances. I'm just saying that's an example of why is he on the left if that's the quality of his delivery when he's not even under pressure. If you're playing out there, you need to be creative as well. The reason why Henry was so great at being a striker that operated a lot in the channels was because he did have creativity. He did have good vision. His passing was excellent. His crossing was excellent. His first touch, everything else was excellent. I've never looked at Aubameyang and thought his all-round game warrants being that good as a winger. I think when he had his pace and he could get in behind those defenders using that pace, and when he was in the peak of his career physically, fair enough. But he's not there anymore, so he just shouldn't be on the wing.
But also, it comes down to how deep. How deep we start doesn't help. If he's just been told to stay on the left wing, don't worry about tracking back, and all you've got to do is get into the space, he'll be a killer. Because but he's playing on the edge of our box, and now you're telling him you've got to get him behind. It's almost counterproductive, and this is the issue with it. I think it's being out on the left doesn't necessarily have to have. I do agree with you, Gunn. He hasn't got the attributes like some of the players who play on the left have. Do you know what I mean? Or if Henry went out there, he has got more to his game. But I think we're so deep and negative. It has. Do you know what I mean? You're now talking a guy's got to travel 60, 70 yards to get to the other end of the box. Like, it's too much. You watch the goals against City and Chelsea in the semis and the finals, he's doing his work in and around the edge of the box where he's going to be a killer, and that's where you need him. But I think the whole team is just 10 yards too deep, and I think this is a lot of the issues.
What I want to kind of go back to really is listen. I think the first half we played where we pretty much, I would probably say that's 95% of the team that will start on Friday.
Yeah.
For me, the first half, apart from the first 10 minutes where I think we was kind of like a little bit shoddy with the press and everything, but once we worked that out, I actually thought we was the better team for the rest of that half. I thought we controlled everything, we was playing some really good football. But the problem is, and I put this to you guys, is that, and I'm not sure if you share this opinion, too many times last season this happened where we was controlling games, and when you're on top, you've got to score, and we just didn't do that again. Mr. Silver Fox, I mean, how is that something that you see as a problem from us? Because I think that this is something that's got to be addressed. When you're on top of games, you've got to score.
You have to. It's that simple. I wanna. When you talk about the first half, I want to highlight Lokonga.
Yeah.
He's something. He's. When you watch him, he's comfortable on the ball. He can move the ball forward. It will take on players as well, and that's something that we haven't really had in the middle of the park. Okay, Party maybe, but he just breezes. He just breezes through, and when you've got a player like, you need to use him. You need to use him more, because he will create spaces for any player around him. Just the way he holds onto the ball.
He'll break lines. He'll do something. He just looks so assured. in my opinion.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure you've got some numbers there from his first half, which
Yes,
kind of speaks volumes.
I am going to pull some up for y'all. This is first half actually, and this is quite decent to be fair.
I mean, just look at the successful pass rate there.
32 passes, 31 successful, 96. Well, you might as well say 97 success rate for passes, 14 passes in Spurs half, 93% success rate, 3 possession gains, and that's huge in the first half to be doing that. Possession gains, tackles and interceptions. There's some serious stats for what he was doing. You can see he was the kind of like you can straight away see that he's so much more athletic than Xhaka.
100%.
And just imagine, my thing is going to be exciting to watch him and Partey dovetail together, and I think that's quite exciting what's going to happen there. Gumza,
Yeah.
I mean, how was Lokonga for you? I mean,
do you know what? Watching some of these new guys come in, it shows you what you've been missing for so long. Yeah, he looks a good signing. Really impressed with his first half performance. You can see he started to fade in the second. But equally, I think we took a step back, especially when Ben White came off. We really took a step back, and I think you can see then the space between the midfield was massive. But first half, absolutely brilliant. And again, just if you could, I feel sometimes we don't have players who can just win the individual battles, and I think that's where we sometimes end up stepping off. And actually, you can see with him, he can do that side, but he's also very, very good on the ball, better on the ball than I think we even imagined. And he looks quite fearless. So he's definitely someone, again, with Partey being out, I'm hoping he will start anyway. But yeah, he's someone I'd rather see us just throw in and let him develop and learn. He might make the odd mistake, but actually, long term, it's going to be a massive benefit if he can get 30 games under his belt this season for us. So yeah, really impressed with his performance.
Good.
And looking forward to seeing him. Really am.
Just want to get a couple of the comments out that we've got coming, because it's just been mad, as you can well imagine. We have those boys down the lane trying to troll, but let's get some out. Look, Mr. K, how you doing, sir? Guys, any super loan deals on the horizon? Is your recruitment team going ahead with that policy? Remember Tielemans to Leicester and that wonder kid you had last year. So look, I think we're probably looking now to actually purchase players. I don't think we have any loan deals that will come this season. I mean, anything from you guys? I think it'd just be permanent transfers, right?
I think most of our business will be permanent. I think Odegaard might be one that we look at with a loan with an obligation to buy. Yeah. I think the impact of, I think he was trying to troll, but actually if you look at it, the impact of COVID has seen quite a few deals already being agreed on this basis, where there is a loan with a firm obligation. But yeah, I think most of the purchases most of the player ins that we're going to see are going to be purchases. I think a few more players are going to go out to finance the last few transfers in.
Yeah,
I think we need 2 centre midfielders, a right back, and a striker, and probably a backup keeper. Whether or not we do all of that,
no, a backup keeper is an absolute must. If Leno gets injured, we're screwed.
On Concru, that's
well, I mean, this is the thing, though.
A backup keeper is an absolute must. Whether that comes in on loan, that might be the one loan.
If Ober and Laka don't start scoring, we're screwed. If our midfield continues to be porous, we're screwed. If we play Lokonga, and we all, as I said, United talk about Pereira being the pre-season Pirlo, and what if he turns out to be our pre-season Vieira? I'm just playing devil's advocate here, and I think that makes all of the areas that I name very important. I wouldn't really. I think for me, I've always said midfield's the most important, but
it is.
I wouldn't write off the other 2 areas now, just from what more I'm seeing in pre-season.
Okay, nice one. I'm going to look to wrap this up. Just a couple more comments that we got in. Again, from Mr. K, Aubameyang's not talking about when we was talking about Aubameyang as a leader. He's not a clear leader. I told you guys why last month. He's a talisman leader. Yeah, I mean, as I said, you have different type of leaders, really. You have, someone who cajoles players and gets them, rallies them round, and you have someone who tries to lead by example. And I put Aubameyang probably in that latter category. Scoring is not leadership skills. No, that's what we're saying. Linking with players and lifting them and controlling them is the leader's job. Listen, just want also, Caribbean, how you doing? Yes, nice. Yeah, we pretty much got that. I think there was like things coming out on Twitter before Ornstein's has tweeted. So I would have liked 25 for him, but 20 mil.
I'm actually quite gutted by that.
Yeah, if we're getting if we're trying to put something, I don't know, 70 million for Maddison, so that means 50 million outlay for Maddison. I think today really showed that we really do need a Maddison there. As much as I do like ESR, again, what if he gets injured? We have problems, big problems. Please, yes, smash those likes, subscribe. Listen, man. So, just last thing I want to wrap up. Really,
if you smash the like, Gunner King will wake up.
There you go.
He said, "I ain't waking up for nothing."
Yeah, you waking up. One thing I just want to kind of ask you guys the question, really, and I was a bit kind of disappointed. Right, last year we spoke quite glowingly about Pablo Mari. Today, for me, he was probably our worst player, even worse.
He struggled.
He looked shaky for the preseason.
He looked very, very shaky. And the thing is, I'm not sure how bad Gabriel's injury is, but it looks like the sooner we get him back, the better, because Mari today looked very, very shaky.
It's all right. We've got Rob Holding.
Where was he today?
I don't know.
I think he wasn't ready. Apparently, that was from Arteta. He was saying that they just wasn't ready. Him, because obviously he's talking about Willock, and obviously Willock's one is self-evident, as we know. But he said, with Holding, that he just wasn't around.
Oh wow!
Look, this is the other thing. Like, look, Martinelli's just finished the Olympics. Shout out to him. Him and Gabriel, gold medalists. We've got Saka, who's coming back from an extended break. We've given Odegaard back. He was a big part of the second half of last season. And there's a lot of players that are missing.
Yeah.
A lot of substitutes that happened in this game that wouldn't have.
Yeah, when the goal went in, it was after a number of substitutions anyway. White had gone off, and I think Aubameyang had gone off, and
Cedric Vajaka.
Yeah, so there was a lot of change. So I'm not saying that's but there's a lot of disruption, and I reiterate, the goal was offside. So let those boys have their little hollow victory. We'll let Lee have that. But really, in truth, did any team deserve to win that game? No. I'm being real, to be honest. But yeah, guys, I want to wrap this up, and it looks as though Willock has gone. Just a quick yes or no from the three of you. I want to ask you a question, really. Do you think we're going to regret selling Willock for 20 mil? King?
Yep.
Gumza?
Not if we do something wise with it.
Mr. Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whilst Edu's on holiday, we're spitting feathers for transfers and worrying what the heck is going to happen next. Let's hope and pray that Edu, and I know he's on a working holiday.
Big couple of weeks.
Those pictures coming out of him enjoying a high life or whatever are not good, because I tell you what, if we don't get certain transfers over the line come 30th of August, there is going to be mass protests. I can see it already. Guys, I want to thank you. And I just want to say, look, It's pre-season. I'm not saying it's not going to matter, but let's not go overboard. On that, I'll bid you all farewell and adieu.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
We out.
Have a good one, guys.
We are Arsenal.
Wembley Bound.
We love Arsenal.
Oh yes.